Hey everyone, it's Tony George, DocSports.com, the weekly NFL opening line report, week 15. Be sure and leave your comments in the comments section on what you like. Disagree or agree, or tell me what's on your slate. And I'll filter out all the F bombs and the haters and the porn sites and the other competitors' websites with Super Lock and Millennium page links up for you that you can go lose your rear end on. And then I'll go through them on the back end for the next 3 days, and I'll put the relevant ones up, and I'll interact with you right there on the comment section down below. Now, these are just initial, as always, initial reactions, not handicap picks, just what I think right out of the gate initially. Doesn't mean I might say I love these guys and then have a play against them come premium time on Thursday during release once I look at some of the games. There was a lot of big injuries this week. Big one on Monday night. They just continue. So it's that time of year. Got to look at those injuries, the depth, the weather, especially up in the Northeast, is a factor in a lot of these games here as we're approaching Christmas, believe it or not. And I know there's some Saturday games this week. I think there's a Thursday night game too. So let's take a look at them. Bear in mind that if you hear a squeaky toy or loud road noise, I live just like the rest of you guys do. I just have a funny job for a living, just a weird job for a living. But I got a 13-week-old puppy right at my feet with a squeak toy, just ready to go ballistic on it. As you can see, he's tore up my hand, my arm, my other hand. Those puppy teeth, razor sharp. Right now, he's chewing on one of my favorite hats, which is already ruined. So, and on top of that, we have major street construction going on outside my house here with backhoes and trucks backing up with the beepers on and Bobcat running around, so tearing up my sidewalk, something to do with the gas line. I have no idea. I hope the internet stays up. But just like the rest of you, I've got to live my life. So let's do this. Let's pull these up. Coming off a good week in the NFL. Last week I told you it was a tricky board. There were a couple games worth betting. And I bet both of them and won them both, including a 7-unit play on Cincinnati and the under in the Jets and Bills game. Lost a teaser because Minnesota couldn't cover 8.5 points. Pissed me off. Kansas City was the other side of that one. But we had a nice winning day. Let's have another one this week. The Thursday night game, San Francisco at Seattle. Injuries all over the place. Is Purdy going to play? Deebo Samuel? Seattle's playing absolutely no defense whatsoever. Falling from grace. Ever since that trip to Germany against Tampa Bay, they haven't done anything. They've just been falling apart. Carolina last week. Wow. San Francisco 3.5. I don't know enough about the injury situation at San Francisco and who's going to play and who's not going to play to even give you an informed initial take. Potentially could be an under 43.5, depending on who's playing for San Francisco's, because Seattle's defense, is not good, but San Francisco's got one arm tied behind their back, and San Francisco's defense is going to shut down Geno Smith and company. And by the way, they have serious running back issues at Seattle. Let's go to Saturday's game, Colts at Minnesota. Totals 45.5. Oh, pardon me. Total opened up at 46.5, up to 48.5 for good reason. Neither can play any defense, especially Minnesota, -4. Initially, I'd lean mini there. Baltimore, oh boy, on the road in the nightcap at Cleveland, -3, 37.5. Baltimore could be on their third string running back. Boy, I'd like to say I opened at 40 down to 37.5. All the value's gone there. If Huntley doesn't play, Baltimore's dead in the water. He's in concussion protocol. I could only lean Cleveland out of the gate anyway. Miami, Saturday. Buffalo, 7.5, 42.5. Initial lean would be the under. Especially check the weather. Check the weather. What was that? They're playing with revenge too. That's the third road game in a row for Miami up in the tundra. Buffalo could blow them out potentially. Let's take a look at that later in the week. Detroit on the road at New York Jets. Jets are catching 1. Total 44.5. Give me the Jets. Kansas City laying 14 at Houston. Total 48.5. Give me, I'd lean Houston there. Pittsburgh, plus 2.5 at Carolina. Total 38.5. Oh, man, that's going to be a toss-up game. Carolina still can win that division. They're playing good for Wilkes, man. I'd lean Carolina, and I'd take Pitt in a teaser. Let's see what Pickett's situation. Hang on a second. I forgot about Pickett getting hurt. What's his? These injury reports, you can't trust them any further than you can throw your car. Concussion day to day. You going to risk him in a year where you're not going anywhere? Really? Moore's out for, let's see what they got here. Yeah, they don't know about Moore at wide receiver. Higgins, wide receiver, illness. Been out for 4 weeks. I could only lean Carolina in that game, honestly, especially if you got Trubisky in there. Bears plus 8.5 at home. Philly, 48.5 is a total. Check the weather. Philly in a teaser. Atlanta at New Orleans, -4 at home against the Dirty Birds. 42.5. They benched Mariota for Ritter. Boy, Atlanta. Dallas -4.5 at Jacksonville. 47. How about Dallas? I have a friend that's alive in a survivor pool with 7 people left, 280 grand. He had Dallas last week. Guy called me up screaming. I'm at my local sports bar, Sunday watch spot with a bunch of my buddies. About every other week I'll go there and see my friends, eat some wings, have a couple of libations, watch the game. We had a big play on Cincinnati. A bunch of us had collectively, with 5 of us sitting there, had over 10 large on them. So we were watching that game. My buddy was calling me up. I saw it on one of the other TVs, and he's like, I can't believe I'd go out. Houston's going to beat me, blah, blah, blah. Miracle win. Jacksonville playing their best ball of the season, 4.5. I'd lean Jacksonville. Arizona plus 2.5 at Denver. Here is a throwaway game. Wilson's out. Murray's out. They're not going to play Russell Wilson. See that bump on his head? They gave Kansas City a ball game. 36.5 total. That, you know what? Some days these guys are 9-17 on overs and unders. 17 unders, 9 overs. Colt McCoy versus, who's their backup? I'm going to look. Give me a break. Ripping. 4 for 8 for 16 yards against Kansas City with 1 pick and 1 TD. Oh, my God. Their leading rusher was Wilson. He's out. Their leading passer was Wilson. He's out. I tell you what, I can only lean Arizona in that game. I can't lean Denver in that game. New England -1.5 at the Las Vegas Raiders. Back-to-back roadies for the Patriots, whose offense is absolutely horrible. 44.5, take the under. Cincinnati, 3.5 at Tampa Bay. Over and under 43.5. Take Cincinnati. Tennessee, catching 3 at the Los Angeles Chargers. 2 7-6 teams teetering on playoff contention. 46.5. Tennessee falling by the wayside, man. They've been getting lit up. I can only lean Chargers. Oh, there he is. There he is, folks. Come here. This is what I'm dealing with on a minute-to-minute basis right here. So bear with me on that. Sorry about the yelp. There you go. That's my helper for the line report this week. Yeah, I can only lean Chargers there. On the Sunday night football game, it's the Giants versus... There's the squeaker. It's the Giants versus the Commanders. A -4.5. I can only lean Giants. I know it. They were free play last week and they sucked. Washington's no Philadelphia. 40.5's the total. Huge game for both teams. I'm not laying 4.5 in a game like that. And the Rams at the Packers on Monday Night Football. Baker Mayfield on the road. Used to cold weather. Can you lay Green Bay in a teaser? That's what I think out of the gate, folks. That's Tucker, the puppy with the squeaky toy, helping me close out the show. Leave your comments section below. Don't forget, we give you a free $60. Link in the description below if you've never been a member of Docs. You can use it anywhere on the site with any handicapper. And also, don't forget College Bowl season. The first batch of bowls come out this Thursday, along with all my NFL. There is 3 games worth betting that I've seen. I've bit my tongue a little bit on. One of them probably a 6-unit top play. FYI, thanks for tuning in. And thanks, Tucker, for trying to ruin the video with the squeaky toy.